Which is happy. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Crystal. How are you? We are back at it again with another film review. Before we continue, guys, always make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, we're trying to grow this channel together. And yeah, let's get into this film review. Yesterday, darling, I watched Tenet, Christopher Nolan's new film, Tenet. And let me tell you, brain scrambled. So the synopsis of the film is, I'm just gonna read it from Google. A secret agent embarks on a dangerous, time-bending mission to prevent the start of World War III. Okay, very, very overview synopsis of what the film is. First, let's address the elephant in the room. John David Washington. Does he act like his father? Denzel Washington. The question that everybody is on everybody's mind, is he just another Denzel Washington replica? I say no, he's not. He still has a far way to go to get to his daddy's level in terms of skill, not style, because he's his own person, he's his own actor. And I don't see his father when I see him in terms of acting style. He is his own person. I think his father is like great, and everybody has a far way to go to get to Denzel Washington's skill level, his son included. However, he's still an amazing actor. But does he sound like his daddy? And the answer is yes. He sounds very much like his daddy. Close your eyes and all I hear is Denzel Washington. That's just me. Does he walk like his daddy? And the answer is yes. He walks like his daddy. Him and Denzel have the same walk, the same talk. However, he's his own person, and he held it down in this film. He held it down. All right, now about this film, Tenet. So those of you that are familiar with the Christopher Nolan film, Christopher Nolan, first of all, he is an absolute genius. Okay, you know Christopher Nolan, he brought us such greats as Inception, Interstellar, The Dark Knight, all some of my favorite movies of all time. So I can, you know, boldly say that Christopher Nolan is probably my favorite director. He is amazing. What do you expect when you see a Christopher Nolan film? Pretty much the same things that you would expect, the same things that you've seen in other Christopher Nolan films. He brought it to this film times 10. Times 10. So Christopher Nolan has a thing about time. He has a thing about time. Time is his thing. He has a thing about time. I don't know what he'd be thinking about when he sits in his writer's room. What kind of, you know, questions go through his head, because Inception, Interstellar, and now Tenet, all are surrounded by time. His thing is time. So what to expect when you are gonna go see this movie? Obviously, expect a movie about time, bending time, warping time, reversing in time, everything time. Basically saying that, listen, time is nothing. We can do whatever we want with time. What you can also expect from this film, like a typical Christopher Nolan film, is a film that's heavy with dialogue. A film that's plotline is super complex. Complex upon complex, okay? Christopher Nolan, can you just give us a simple, basic action film, please? One time for the one time, okay? Not every time is 5 times 5 times 3, carry the 1 to the exponent of 0, and you know? Can we get 2 plus 2 sometimes? Please, thanks. Yeah, complex. You can definitely expect that from this film. What can you also expect from this film? You can expect, like, you know, very much like we see in Inception and Dark Knight. You can expect to see characters, you know, devising a very complicated plan and executing that very complicated plan because they need to save the world or save somebody from a very complicated situation. A solution that cannot just be solved just by, you know, a 1, 2, 3. It needs a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus the 8 fraction of the 1/4 to the exponent of carry the 2. That's the kind of plan that needs to be solved. Okay, so and these characters are executing and planning a very complex plan. What else can you expect from this film? You can expect big things to be rolling through a city or area. You know, in Inception, he gave us the train that ran through the city in the guy's dream. In this one, we have a big plane that just runs through a building at some point in time. So you can expect big things. And with big things running through places that aren't supposed to be running through, you can expect explosions. Christopher Nolan, he loves himself an explosion. Explosion expert. He is. He loves himself an explosion. Explosions of explosions of explosions. But his explosions, especially in this film, are actually really cool. Because you have explosions and then you have reverse explosions. And just the way, like, you know, it's a lot. But it's really visually so appealing. Let's start off with what I didn't like about this film. And especially in the beginning, I didn't really notice it too much in the end, but especially in the beginning, I felt like the scenes were kind of cutting fairly abruptly with one another. Like, it didn't seem like the scene ended properly before it went to the next scene. So I was kind of like, what happened? Like, it felt like the thought process behind that scene didn't end or complete itself properly before it went to the next scene. So that part, I was kind of like, there were some parts where I just felt like there were things missing. I don't know if it had more to do with the performance side or the way that it was edited. So because the plot line is already so complex, when you couple it with, it feels like some things were missing, like whether it be like facial expressions or whether it be just like a second of seeing someone's reaction to something, just so you can get a better understanding of what's going on. I felt like, okay, why did we just go from here to here? Like, what happened in between? Like, there was a little bit of that in the beginning. Like I said, I didn't really notice it too much towards the middle and the end, but in the beginning, I guess when they were trying to set everything up, I noticed that, and that I didn't really like. Another thing that it's not that I really didn't like, but I just didn't understand. Like, Washington's character, he's doing all this risking just to save one simple woman. One simple woman, risking himself to go back in time just to save one simple woman. Ah, brother, love your life, man. Love yourself, man. Why you doing all this risking, going on boat, risking getting killed, just to say one simple, already married woman? Ah, my brother. Hey, love yourself, fool. That was my attempt at Nigerian. How am I doing, guys? Rate my Nigerian below. What do you rate my Nigerian right there? 3 out of 10? 10 out of 10? Yeah, I was like, brother, you're doing all this for what? You don't love yourself? You don't love yourself? I'm a little annoyed, but other than that, it was alright. Alright, let's get into what I loved about this film. Personally, I absolutely loved the tag team between Robert Pattinson's character and Washington's character. I thought their tag team was so cute. It just looked so authentic, and I think it was refreshing because I don't, like I said, like I mentioned in my other film review, I'll link it above, the Batman one, it's like I don't see Robert Pattinson in that light. Like, when I see him, I usually see Adam McCullen, you know, vampire. But I really love the way he was portrayed in this film, and I thought their duo coming together to, you know, execute this mission to save the world from World War III, I thought their partnership was so beautiful, so authentic. I absolutely loved it. What else I loved about this film is, obviously, I'm an action girl. I love action films, and obviously with every action film you're gonna have a car chase, but he didn't have a typical car chase. He had a car chase that was in time and in the past at the same time. Yeah, make it make sense. You gotta watch the film to know what I'm talking about. A car chase that was in the present and in the past at the same time. So you had a car chasing a car in the present from the past. Crazy. Yeah, I know, crazy. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it was cool. Another scene that I loved, they had a fight scene. It reminded me very much of a fight scene in Inception that they had in the hotel where things were, Christopher Nolan, he actually created, and I don't know, there's a video of where he actually created the hallway. I think he used like a tractor trailer, and then he mounted it on some device that turns it so to make it look like they were no longer in gravity. I don't know if you guys remember that scene. So this scene in Tenet kind of reminded me of that, but not because they didn't have gravity, but because they were fighting in reverse. So the fight scenes was happening, but it almost looked like they didn't have gravity because they were in reverse. I don't know. It was so trippy. But it was so cool. I love that scene. Okay, in conclusion, like I said in the beginning, Christopher Nolan, you are a genius. Like, I don't think Christopher Nolan, like, what side of the brain does he use? Just the storylines that he thinks of. I'm convinced he uses more of his brain than the average person. They say the average person only uses what, like 10% or 7% of their brain. I'm convinced he uses maybe 13.5. Okay? Because the storylines that he comes up with, like, it's one thing to come up with a complex concept. It's another thing for the plot line and the dialogue inside the already complex to be complex. You understand? Like, complex upon complex. Like, you have to be operating in the 13%. And there's some people that just operate in the 13%, and I feel like Christopher Nolan's one of them. But in conclusion, what do I rate this film? I definitely rate it, I would give it an 8.5 to a 9. The only reason why I'm not, giving it a full perfect score, because one, like the things I kind of mentioned in the on this, what I didn't really like about the film, and sometimes when a film is just too complex, sometimes it's hard to enjoy. Because there's points in the film where I was just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to understand anymore. I'm just going to, just enjoy the ride. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. So that's kind of where I docked some points. But other than that, brilliant film. Like I said, Christopher Nolan, for me, he doesn't miss for me. The only thing I would say next time, sir, if you ever come across this video, could we get a black female lead? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Can we get a black female lead in your next film? Yeah, thanks. Call me, hit me up on the DMs, and we could chit chat. We could do a little conversing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, guys, I encourage you, go see this film. Go see this film. It's so good. It is so good. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, darling.